Small's question.
Thank you, Chair. I'm pleased that the Met's policing of the visit was a success, and in coming to London, President Trump experienced an open and diverse city that has always chosen unity over division and hope over fear. He will also no doubt have seen that Londoners hold their liberal values of freedom of speech very dear. There is, however, a significant policing cost attributed to any event of this scale. The true cost will not be known for a few weeks while the Met calculate the considerable overtime costs. I'm pleased that positive conversations have already been had with the Home Office about a special grant application. It would be unacceptable if this is not approved and would be yet another financial pressure on the Met's already strained resources. This is an example of the disproportionate cost of policing that falls on London as the national's capital, which central government continually refused to sufficiently fund. The national and international capital city grant of £170 million is around half of the £340 million it costs to meet these demands. I'll continue to press government to fully fund these pressures to ensure we have enough police officers to keep our cities safe and secure. With regard to the abstraction of officers, I'm proud to have restored neighbourhood police in London by doubling the number of dedicated officers in every ward. And these officers are now truly dedicated to the wards they police, where in the past they were abstracted routinely. Abstractions are now down to just 5%. We've always been clear that some abstractions will be needed for major events such as New Year's Eve, Notting Hill Carnival, and extraordinary visits such as this. The difference now is that local communities are told about abstractions and that they will soon be able to be tracked online. Across the Friday and Saturday, 242 dedicated ward officers were abstracted, 139 on the Friday and 103 on the Saturday. In both cases, they came from the north and south of London. While any abstractions are unfortunate, good planning meant this was lower than it might have been. I want to thank all the officers and staff of the Met Police for their work over a challenging few days and everything they do to keep London safe and secure.
Thank you for that. Reports suggest that Police Scotland will receive £5 million from the Home Office towards the cost of the President's private golf trip to Scotland. Well, they could stop a paraglider protester anyway. I assume you've not received any assurances the Met will also be reimbursed the full cost of policing the Trump visit, which were clearly going to be more than policing a golf course. Given the need to abstract dedicated ward officers from the boroughs to make up the 4,000 officers, I believe, that were required for President Trump's visit to the capital, at the same time as other major demands like Pride, World Cup crowds and so on, it really is important that the government start to properly fund the NICC, isn't it?
I mean, you articulate the reasons why we are frustrated at the failure to fund us as a national and international capital city. Just think about the sporting events we have. Wimbledon's just finished. Think about the concerts we have, British Summertime in Hyde Park. Just think about the visits we have, the parades we have, the protests we have. The government's going to recognise that funding us just half of the amount that they accept that we need isn't good enough. That's why it's really important that the government funds us fully for the NIC, the National International Capital City Funds, that they fund us properly in relation to the cuts they made over the last few years, reverse those cuts, but also realise our population is growing, but we get each day 1.5 million additional visitors, tourists, commuters coming into our city. So our city is not simply 8.9 million, it's that plus 1.5 million each day.